I'm Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. Get your drag race fix right here at page 6.
Hi, I'm Jason.
I'm Brian.
And welcome back to Werk Room Weekly. This week we're talking all things episode 6, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10.
We're saying goodbye to our second bracket, the orange girls.
No, the pink girls.
Sorry.
Come on, how could you forget them? I'm really sad. This group has been more than iconic. I could have watched a whole season of them.
It's crazy. And, you know, I have to give a lot of credit to Mistress for adding the shenanigans.
Yeah.
And it's been riveting television.
Yeah, she's been the ringleader, but I mean, without her, it still would have been iconic, but like she truly has been the puppeteer behind the magic of the pink group.
We either both have to be in the top next week or we both have to be in the bottom.
So we could give each other a point.
So we come back to the workroom following the Rap and Roast, and we saw that it was Jorgeous and Mistress who were the top two.
That's right.
With Jorgeous clinching the win from her hot to go lip sync. Now we got to see what they're going to do with these bottom 4 MBQ points.
But of course, Jorgeous and Mistress split the point,
Yes.
and they have 4.5. So the math is getting very mathy.
I'm a little confused.
I'm like that meme of Julia Roberts.
Yeah, all like the figures
Equations.
like just in front of your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they come back to the workroom, and you know, Tina really wants to play peacekeeper. She is like, I want to right the wrongs that Mistress and Jorgeous did. And before, Mistress had actually suggested to Lydia and Tina that they do the same thing that her and Jorgeous did, fully boxing out Nicole and Kerri from reaching the top 2, which Lydia was kind of thinking about. She
considered it.
Yeah, really considered it. Tina did not want to do that at all.
She's like, I want to be able to leave the show with my head held high.
Which, I mean,
It's not how you win.
it's not really like, I mean, you know, it's not how the cookie crumbles.
So the queens dole out their MVQ points, kind of spreading them out equally, except Tina walks away with nothing extra, or she doesn't gain any points. She's shafted.
Yes, Lydia was the last one to give her point, and she thought that, or Tina thought that Lydia would maybe give her a point for the fake alliance that no one is in but Tina, and she was gagged because she gave it to Kerri, and you know, okay, sorry, like that's just how it goes, you know. Tina was like really upset, but Tina, you got to play the game, you
And
know?
it got even shadier in this moment. I love, basically Mistress brought up that there was potentially another Mistress Jorgeous shenanigans moment with the MVQ points, and then lied and said it was Tina's idea, or that Tina was going to do it.
Yeah. Fully gaslit her, and she called it a little white lie.
Gaslight, gatekeep,
girl boss, baby. Sorry about it. And Tina was heated, truly heated. But you know, they got saved by the bell, and I don't know.
And then we find out this week's challenge is a rusical.
Yay.
But there's a twist.
Yes.
They're bringing back RuPaul's 1987 dragsploitation zero budget film.
Yeah.
Star Booty.
I didn't know this existed.
You know, this was not on my IMDb.
No, it's not on my Letterboxd like watch list, unfortunately.
Not on your top 4.
No, it's not one of my top.
It's not in the Criterion collection.
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately.
But it was a really fun challenge. The Rusical challenges are always great because, you know, it's written ahead of time. You know, it's choreographed. We actually had Adam Shankman, who's a celebrity director, choreographer. He directed Hairspray, the movie. You know, he's directed a million music videos, and he led the queens to safe territory in this.
Yes.
No one really looked bad in this challenge.
No, they didn't. So there was 2 groups that had to be divided, and Mistress knew early on that she wanted her group to be with Jorgeous and Lydia, and she said, I'm gonna essentially get what I want, and I'm gonna do it.
And it fit the narrative because they were on the villain side, and then there were the good girls. So it's sort of a Charlie's Angels versus the, what were they, the Operation
It was
Puss?
the Booty Squad versus the evil agents of Puss, which, if the shoe fits, it does. But yeah, no, I thought it was really good seeing, you know, these kind of 2 groups which have inevitably formed in this bracket kind of battle it out one last time.
Absolutely. Who did you think did well in this challenge? Like, who stood out to you?
The Booty Squad went first, and they had a little bit of challenges. We saw that Nicole was struggling with choreography.
You literally did everything opposite.
upright.
Tina was also kind of struggling, and then Kerri was kind of like dragging them along.
Every time they did the like choreographed fight, I did laugh.
Yeah.
Like they'd punch someone and the backup dancer would do like a cartwheel.
Yeah.
It was very cute. And I actually thought Kerri really stole that group, stole the scene.
Oh, yeah.
She really looked like the genre. It's like this dragsploitation, 1970s camp look. She actually looked like Pamela Anderson from Barbed Wire.
Oh.
She had the blonde updo and she had this like tiny dress and she did this like high pitched, femme voice. Yeah. It was really, I thought I just kept looking at her the whole time. I don't know if it was good, but that's sort of the point of this genre.
Yeah.
This B movie thing. It's campy. It's bad on purpose.
100%.
And I think Kerri kind of nailed it.
Yeah. No, she definitely was the strongest out of her group. And then we had the Evil Agents of Puss, who definitely were way more cohesive as a group. I mean, I loved their outfits, the black and red aesthetic, and they kind of dominated as a trio, which was that what Ru was looking for? I don't know, but
I was so nervous for Lydia during this because she had the hardest choreography. She was walking on those, bent back chairs that you've seen at every improv show.
Yeah.
Right? Those chairs have been ripped apart
rickety
at
as
the
hell.
Upright Citizens Brigade Theater more than 3 times.
Yeah.
And she's walking on them and I'm like, she's young and this might be the end of Lydia B. Collins.
Yeah. No, but she turned it out and it was so good. And, I think that Mistress did a powerful performance as always. Jorgeous always turns it out.
Choreo queen, Jorgeous.
Yes. I mean,
this challenge was sort of handed to her and I actually thought Jorgeous could win the whole thing because they kept...
You're talking about the whole show?
The whole show.
Yeah.
In this moment, I was like, she just looks like an all-star.
I know.
She makes it look easy.
Yeah.
In like a challenge like this. And then later on, we'll get to it, but later on, Ru did say, you could be on Broadway.
I know. Another thing that Lydia's going to be thinking about at night, being like, gosh dang it, I'm not the favorite queen. I'm not Ru's teacher's pet.
Category is Wild Wild West.
Theme was Wild Wild West, which... really fun, really
Not my
cool.
favorite Will Smith song.
Okay. Well, I'm in my Cowboy Carter era right now, so I was very happy to see all of the chaps and all of the rope and all of the denim, which was really cool.
It was giving Branson, Missouri to me. It was giving Dollywood afternoon showcase. Like, I really wanted to like this. The only one that I think really turned it out for me was Lydia.
It was cool.
And it was stunning that she made that. I know this, we keep saying this over and over, but it's like, with the ropes and the the balloon chaps on the side and the kind of kinky cowhide thing. I mean, I think she totally crushed this. I mean, I'm in the bag for Lydia B. Collins.
Yeah, it was so innovative. I have to give flowers to Tina Burner. That look was awesome. I mean, she got praise from the judges for it. I thought it looked like something that Beyonce could be wearing on the Cowboy Carter tour right now.
Absolutely. It had a Mugler structure that it definitely felt like something.
It was so gorgeous. I love seeing her in the dark hair also. The black hair just looked so good. Tina has really elevated her runway package this season.
Tina 2.0.
And I'm so happy for her.
And she's still doing the red and the orange and the yellow, but instead it's like a burgundy, like a maroon leather.
Yes, a little variety to it. What'd you think of Nicole's look?
I was shocked to hear Carson Kressley, a friend of mine, Carson Kressley.
Okay.
We kikied this weekend down in Asbury Park,
Period.
Jersey Pride. I was shocked to hear Carson say he loved the outfit.
This look, I mean, this is a home run for me. It's clever, it's chic, it's very campy, very drag. I love every stitch of it.
Yeah, I didn't like it. She also said it was like a reference to RuPaul's like 2019 Met Gala look when he wore like the pink suit when he went. And no, don't suppose. It was not. It was a reach. It was not that. And
but can we talk about Nicole Paige Brooks? Like, obviously, season 2, it's been a long time, and she's been so fun to watch, and clearly the queens love having her around, and I feel like she's sort of low-key won the bracket, even though she's definitely not winning in the points, because like she now has a career. Like Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia, like people are gonna line up for her now.
Yeah, I mean, she did say in the first episode that she has made a career out of her 2 episodes from season 2, and I can only imagine now, just seeing how she has won over the fans' hearts with just her unapologetic, plain-spoken attitude. Like I said, she can keep up with these young girls, and that's so fun to see this like seamless integration of Drag Race Generations with All Stars.
Anybody want to flip-flop with mommy?
Okay. Oh my God.
Like in Untucked, the younger queens were giving her props for just getting to, learn from her. And, Jorgeous was saying she feels like the old auntie that I would get to like kiki backstage with in the dressing room. And we also learned some funny little insider information about Nicole Paige Brooks.
That she's a little well endowed, potentially.
Ever since I told you I have a huge penis, you've been flirting with me.
We love Nicole. She has absolutely left her mark. I don't know, maybe we'll see her again with the wild card, at the end of the season. But for this episode, our winners did turn out to be Jorgeous and Lydia. I would say I agree. I think they turned it out with it. The song Texas Hold'em, fitting.
You're in the beehive.
Oh, I'm right there. And I will say, when I heard the song at first, I was so excited. I was like, yes, let's do it. Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. And then I remembered what Texas Hold'em sounded like. And I was like, this is not my ideal lip sync song.
It doesn't build. It
No.
doesn't have does it even have a key change?
Not
Does it have like
really.
a dramatic moment that you would do a death drop or a cartwheel? Not really.
No, but I will say, I think Jorgeous, we said this last week, I love, one of my favorite things about All Stars is how the girls get to change into outfits for their lip syncs. And Jorgeous always dresses to the theme. We said last week she looked like a Chapel Roan backup dancer, and this week she came out in her American flag, like Cowboy Carter jumpsuit. She just looked so good. The girl comes to win. Like, she comes to dominate. And even though the song wasn't my preference,
I would have loved Bodyguard.
Buckin'. Give me something that we can shake a little something to. But the girls did turn it out. It was fun, and Jorgeous ended up taking the win on it.
And maybe, I don't know, based on everything we know so far, like Jorgeous could win the whole season. You're like,
no. I do think, even like when the cast was announced, we knew the place she has in Ru's heart, and that is like a really unfortunate advantage, that you can't deny. And she has this talent to back it up. So when you are performing consistently, well, she was in the bottom the first episode, but consistently, in the top the last 2 episodes, and you have Ru in your corner, it's really hard not to imagine that she will not make it to the end.
So this is when the drama comes back.
Yes.
How are the 4 bottom queens going to divvy up their points? And they have to do it now on stage with lipsticks writing on the mirrors in the moment.
Yes. And we see that Nicole is scheming a little bit when she walks to the back of the stage, and she tells Tina that they need to give their points to Kerri. They fully recognize Nicole knows her shot is not here. Tina, it could potentially be, but we knew that maybe Mistress was going to right her wrong with Kerri and give Kerri a point. So they were like, let's stack our points with Kerri.
And it might push out.
And we need to push out Mistress.
Yeah.
So.
And also, I love this because they're whispering back there. And you can even see Nicole Paige Brooks doing the math, counting the points on her fingers. Yeah. And she's dressed in this like red cloak, like Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
Like, this is getting very schemy, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually, the revenge scheme doesn't totally work. And
it was kind of wild because Nicole, gave her point to Tina. Or no, Nicole and Tina both gave their points to Kerri. And then Kerri gave hers to Tina. And all the power was in Mistress's hands. Which you're thinking at that point, Mistress is not going to put herself in the semifinals. Like, she, Kerri was like, oh, she's going to give me her point and she's going to put me in the semifinals over her. Like, no. That's not.
But if she had
happen.
not seen it coming, she could have written down Kerri's name and
True.
trying to right that wrong. But instead, she threw a bone to her new daughter, maybe just for TV.
Yeah.
Her new daughter, Lydia, and ended up pushing herself, into the top 3 with Lydia and Jorgeous.
Yes.
I did tell Kerri I was going to give her my point, and I do think she did very well this challenge. However, I knew she was going to be a fake bitch and not give me her point. So I gave my point to Lydia.
Which
I think we could have seen that from episode 1 of this bracket.
Yeah, we kind of knew that this evil alliance was going to maybe prevail, which was kind of interesting because, like we said, even though Tina doesn't like to think, alliances play a huge part in this structure of All Stars. And when the queens came in for Confession Cube, which again, if you haven't watched it, it's legendary, we asked them, what did you sense when it came to the alliances early on? And we didn't include this in the first cut because, like I said, the girls spilled a lot of tea, which, sorry MTV, but
sorry Paramount.
Yeah, sorry about that. But we did hold this, and we now want to show it because it kind of gives a little bit of insight into what Kerri was thinking and how these alliances played out. So let's take a look.
Chaos. It's chaos.
Girl, pure
But
chaos.
which
Welcome to the
alliances did you
circus.
notice?
Yeah,
Did you
feel offended by any alliances?
Well, there was supposed to be an alliance. I'll say there was supposed to be one.
There wasn't a line. We had the Texas Sister Alliance.
It was the
That
Texas
one.
Girls
Oh yeah.
We
How did that
did.
go?
It went amazing.
Half of it went great.
If you have to
I don't know
cheat.
what we're talking about.
Right? I'm like, diva.
Some people, if you have to cheat to win, I guess, whatever.
Oh.
Oh.
Who you saying that
I know,
about?
what the heck?
Wake it up.
Nicole,
Oh.
how dare you?
Nicole came to play dirty.
Why do you keep reading Lydia?
Wait,
That's
Nicole,
crazy.
what the
You know
fuck?
what you did.
Lydia, what'd you do?
You know
Nicole,
what you did.
girl, you know what you did, and I think that we should move on with this game.
It's insane. It's like, Nicole likes to say that, you had to use alliances to win, but yeah, you kind of had to,
It
and
also helps winning the challenges.
yeah,
Stack up those points.
Yeah, so, Mistress and Jorgeous, they performed and they knew who to have in their right corner. Like we said, all faith is not lost for our bottom 3 eliminated queens. We do know that there is this wild card lottery that's going to play out and slot someone into the final lip sync SmackDown for the crown. So maybe we'll see one of these girls. Maybe the wrongs will be corrected.
Yeah, the judges might use their magic powers to save someone that fell through the cracks.
Yes.
I'm not sure who that is. That it's not clear if someone was robbed or wronged just yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe in the third bracket, we're gonna find out next week
Yes. All right.
with
Keep it
the
here.
purple group.
The purple bracket.
I'm
bracket
colorblind.
3. The bracket, purple 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, keep it here. Workroom Weekly. We'll see you next time.
Tune in Fridays on Paramount Plus for RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10.